Well, if I put a gun to your head, top five languages. Let's list them out. There's a bright-eyed 20-year-old asking you what are the top five languages to learn.
If I were to pick 5 languages that I think people should learn, or at least, let's restate it this way. I'm going to say a couple languages, and you should at least explore some of them. I think you should explore a Lucy language, so Python/JavaScript, where there is truly only one type, which is a boxed value, which is a multivariate different types underneath the hood, right?
What'd you call it? A Lucy language?
A loosey-goosey language, right?
Loosey-goosey?
It's a dynamic language.
Okay.
And so I think it's really good to explore one of those two. So I'd put Python or JavaScript right there. Even Lua. Throw Lua in the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should explore a strict language. So I'd do something like Rust, Go. I think those are both really, really great.
C++?
You can do C++. You can do some type erasure in C++. You can do it with Go as well, but it's for the most part, it's a great language to do that in. It can get a little wild. New C++ seems great. Everyone keeps telling me new C++ is great.
Mm-hmm.
It has every feature you've ever wanted and all the features you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's smart pointers, there's dumb pointers, there's all kinds of pointers. There's no memory leaks. That's not an issue.
Face guns, soft beds. There's everything in there.
Unless you like memory leaks, that it has that too. If you want that kind of thing, it's great.
Okay, how about this one? Languages that I actually want to really learn, that at least sit in my curiosity bank. There's 3 languages, which is going to be Swift, Elixir, OCaml, and then I'm going to throw Odin in there just because Ginger Bale's great. But Elixir and OCaml, I don't have a strong functional language underneath my belt. That's something that I just genuinely lack.
Yeah, I've heard incredible things about Elixir, about Odin, about OCaml. Obviously, I'm a person, as you know, who loves Lisp.
I have never done Lisp. Lisp could be in that category too, just like learn or Clojure. I think at this point is what everyone tells you to use.
So in the case of Lisp, I don't want to speak negatively about Lisp, but it's important about like modern community, what the community looks like. And it seems like there's an excited, maybe small, but an excited community around Elixir, Odin, and OCaml. So that helps. Yeah. That you can post shit on Twitter that you're like, I accomplished this, and have people get excited, and it's nice. Yeah. It's a good feeling.
You can post like something on Twitter and you'll get like 1,000 likes if you do something cool in Elixir.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, which is a pretty big amount of people to like a post for such a niche topic. Yeah. Programming is already a pretty small topic. Then you get into functional programming. That's a small topic in a small topic.
Yeah, I don't get that much. If I post something about Emacs, I'll get crickets. If I post something about, if I proudly use NeoVim, there'd be a lot of people like,
yeah,
good job.
Because it is the best editor.
Yeah, maybe it's just hype.
Come back to the Civil War, Lex.
Yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice and go from the superior editor that is Emacs and choose NeoVim just to be popular. You sacrifice integrity and values and quality for just popularity. So that's
absolutely
a choice you made.
I love how you put it.
Okay. Anyway, what were we talking about? I like how you're doing this in bunches. That's great.
Right now, my kind of side honeys that I'm exploring is
side honey.
Yeah, side honeys. Right, like they're not my mainstay. Right now, Go's kind of my favorite one to build a web app in. Like if I'm going to build some sort of backend with a lot of complicated logic, Go's just so convenient. But I get really frustrated with its ability to express everything that I need. Like if you have a list, a heterogeneous list, a list that contains 2 types, Go's just really not that fun to use. And so I could see, so the ones I'm exploring is J, or the language, as Jonathan Blow says, and Zig. And both of them have a lot of power to them. They're both very interesting. They definitely have foot guns in them. They're definitely more, they don't take it easy on you. Zig seems like it's a really amazing language, and so does J. They're both very cool.
Yeah, actually, I saw Dave Plummer's testing of close to 100 languages for speed, and Zig came out on top.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I mean, when I say mistake, nothing against Dave Plummer. He's an extremely talented engineer.
Yeah,
it's just that Zig, C, C++, all those languages that were being tested, they're all LLVM backends, right? That's the one that actually turns the thing into the executable part. And if there's a variation in speed, it just means in one language you didn't quite express what you're supposed to correctly. Like there's the language ball test that's been bouncing around on Twitter.
Yeah,
Zig was like 6th or 7th below. I forget what language is. I played around with the example, added the word no alias to the argument, which means that the piece of memory that's coming into this function, there's no global pointers, there's nothing to it. And so the compiler can make these really cool optimizations. And I made it faster than the C version. So it just means that it's just not correctly specified is all that means.
Yeah, but it's still exciting. To me, the competition between Zig, Rust, and C++ is really interesting. Like, part of it's for speed, part of it's for how easy it is to write performant code.
I'll say something that's the reason why I think Zig is so interesting comparatively to, say, C or Rust. C is like the ultimate language. It can do anything. You have preprocessor macros. You can do quite a bit with it, but it's also really difficult. And it's also really simple and you can learn it. So it's kind of its like own unique beast. And when you get really good at C, C is a magical language and people are really great at it. And people speak very highly of it. Rust is like this ultra safe language. What you can do in C, you just can't even express in Rust. Rust is going to be that the safe man that holds you at night, keeping you warm, right? It's going to be just the greatest. But somewhere in the middle lies Zig. Zig has optionals. If you're not familiar with optionals, that just simply means there's a value here or there's not, but you first have to check that before you can use it. So it prevents that whole null pointer dereferencing segfault problem. And that's not available in C. Just by default, you have to kind of build that thing in. It is the only option in Rust. But Zig says, hey, if you have a pointer, you can't express it as null unless if you mark it that it can be null. There's ways around it. There's like other types of pointers and stuff like that can do that. But for the most part, Zig will give you safety for the most part. Right? So it's like a little bit of safety, but more like C. So it kind of gives you like everything you kind of want in that region where you can express safe code and unsafe code. It's very easy to write. It's very pretty, or at least the idea behind it is very pretty. The language itself is bland, but
wow, there's beauty in everything.
Yeah.